Today we saw the return of the FNCS Global Champions for the first time since the FNCS Global Championship, as Peterbot and Pollo played the Reload Duos Cash Cup today, and it was a good feeling. We finally got the FNCS Global Champions back playing together since Peterbot and Pollo did decide not to play trios together, and they haven't been duoing since the Global Championship as Peterbot has been playing with Cold. But sadly, the return was soiled as they ended up finishing 44th and did not make money, and this was due to dying to cheaters in their last two games. But for the first time since the FNCS Global Championship, Peterbot and Pollo did end up playing Fortnite together. And I'm still not ruling out that Peterbot and Pollo might end up playing trios, and a lot of people do think that Peterbot will end up trioing with Pollo instead of Booga, and the trio will be Peterbot, Pollo, and Cold. But we're gonna have to see how that plays out, but they sadly did not earn money in their first tournament back together, and maybe potentially their last tournament back together. Now moving on to the NA Trios Cash Cup, we had some new trios this week. We had Kanata, Acorn, and Dukes playing, Epicwell, Reet, and Aviv playing, Agers, Ritual, and Threats playing, Yamzo, Batman, Booga, and Sphinx playing, Trashy, Paper, and Victor V playing, and then we also had Marrow, Bryce, and Scissor playing. So we got some new trios. Some of the top teams from last week split up, like Acorn, Ritual, and Agers, who got second place. Then trios like Peterbot, Booga, and Cold, Rapid, Bolts, and Pollo, and Chubbs, Chimp, and Skittles are still together. But these are the main new trios that we had. But for the actual tournament, we had Bolts, Rapid, and Pollo win the opens. And Bolts, Rapid, and Pollo are actually looking like the best trio right now, and are looking very scary going into the finals tomorrow. And if you guys remember the first trio Cash Cup, Bolts, Rapid, and Pollo were in second place going into their last queue, and they ended up not getting that queue. And the same exact thing happened to Peterbot, Booga, and Cold. And without that, Bolts could have maybe won that tournament. And Bolts and Rapid, we know how good they've been looking right now, and they look very scary going into the finals. I'm going to go over some of my predictions in a bit, so stay tuned for my predictions for the finals of the Trio Cash Cup. But Bolts, Rapid, and Pollo are definitely looking like arguably the best trio on NA right now, up there with Peterbot, Cold, and Booga. Then in second place, we had Oliver playing with Nut and Fuziak. And no, this is not Nut, the controller player, but this is a keyboard player named Nut, who is 13 years old and one of the best young players in Fortnite right now. And Oliver absolutely popped off getting second place. Then moving on to third place, we had Aviv, Epicwell, and Reet, one of the new trios playing this week. And one pretty crazy thing to note with this trio is Reet is actually IGLing this trio. Reet wants to IGL moving forward, and I think he really wants to IGL trios. And they did pretty good getting third place in their first opens together. And I was actually hoping this team ended up playing after the Duo Cash Cup yesterday. Aviv and Reet ended up getting top 5. And I wanted to see Aviv play trios with Epicwell and Reet. And he did, and they got third place in opens. We'll have to see how they do in finals. Then next in fourth place, we had Clicks, Muzz, and Rise. Once again, doing pretty well in opens. I'm expecting them to do good in finals. Last Trio Cash Cup finals, Clicks was on high ping because he was in Boston for that charity marathon. But Clicks is back in Dallas, and I'm expecting them to do a bit better in finals than they did the other week when they got 5th. Then we have Peterbot, Booga, and Cold in 14th place. Not the craziest opens placement out of them, but they were trolling pretty hard in this tournament, and they actually pickaxed not 1, not 2, but 3 different people on stream. No. So they were pretty much just going around, trolling around, and absolutely steamrolling teams. Now, I'm expecting them to do very, very good tomorrow in the finals, as I actually have Peterbot, Cold, and Booga winning the Cash Cup finals tomorrow. And I think they should have won the first Cash Cup finals of the season, but they ended up not getting that last queue like I've talked about. Then in second place, I have the second best trio on NA, Bolts, Rapid, and Pollo, another team that probably should have gotten second, maybe even first in the last Trio Cash Cup finals if they got that last game queue. Hopefully both of these teams get last game queues this time, and maybe we see a really good finish to the Trio Cash Cup tomorrow. Then next in third, I have Skittles, Chimp, and Chubbs, the victors of last Cash Cup on NA. I think they're going to slide down to third place, where they probably should have finished in the first Cash Cup. But I think Skittles, Chimp, and Chubbs are very underrated, and I think they're going to once again have a very solid finish. Then next in fourth, we have our first new trio, Kanata, Acorn, and Dukes. Kanata, Acorn, and Dukes were looking very, very good in opens, outside of a couple off spawn deaths, and they weren't even landing the POI they're going to be landing at tomorrow. So we're going to have to see how Acorn, Kanata, and Dukes play. I actually think they might be contesting Bolts, Rapid, and Pollo, so we're going to have to see if they fight off spawn at all at the Grim Gate, or where Kanata is going to decide to land tomorrow. But I think a couple teams are wanting to land Grim Gate. I think Batman Booga wants to land there. I think Bolts wants to land there, and I also think Kanata wants to land there. So we're definitely in store for some pretty good off-spawn fights tomorrow in the NA Trio Cash Cup Finals. And then lastly, rounding out my top 5, I think we're going to see Clix, Muzz, and Rise. And this would actually be back-to-back 5th places for Clix, Muzz, and Rise. And I know I said I think they're going to do better now that Clix is on 0 ping. But at the end of the day, I just think Clix, Muzz, and Rise just aren't going to get enough kills to really boost them up the leaderboard any further. In the last Trio Cash Cup Finals, they did play very, very consistent, one of the most consistent teams in the entire tournament, but they finished around 30 kills behind everyone else in front of them. And if they want to place better than 5th, they're going to have to get some more kills tomorrow. So we're going to have to see how much more aggressive they play with Clix being on 0 ping again. And we're going to have to see how much they improve in the kill department and if that's going to make them go up the leaderboard. But I want you guys to comment down below who you think is going to win the Trio Cash Cup tomorrow on NA. Do you think Peterbot, Cold, and Booga are going to win it? Do you think Bolts, Rapid, and Pollo are going to win it? Or do you maybe think someone else is going to win it? And also maybe let me know down in the comments, who do you think is a better trio as of right now? Do you think Peterbot, Cold, and Booga are the best trio on NA? Or do you think it's Bolts, Rapid, and Pollo with how well Bolts and Rapid have been playing as a duo? And also with the addition of Pollo playing with them as well for trios. I definitely think it's a pretty close race between them for the best team on NA. We'll see who ends up doing better in tomorrow's Trio Cash Cup Finals. But as always, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel with notifications on to never miss a video just like this one, and to always be caught up to date on anything Fortnite competitive related. And also drop a like on the video as well if you did enjoy it, so this video can get pushed out to more people. Tomorrow's Cash Cup Finals is going to be super fun. I think we got a lot of storylines going into tomorrow. Who's the best trio on NA? How will some of these trios do? Will some trios split after a bad performance maybe? So we're just going to have to see how everything plays out tomorrow. But that's going to do it for me in this video, going over the first round. And if you guys want to see me do more first round recaps, just show some love to this video, and I'll keep making videos after round 1s, and then do my normal after round 2 recaps as well. That's going to do it for me in this video, guys. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.